Hey friends, I'm Greg with Greg James Designs, and been a lot of discussion lately about lumber prices, what to do. From my sources, a pole barn supplier that I use and other sources, part of the problem with lumber costs has been a multi-sided issue. So you have, first of all, you have COVID. My understanding there was a large lumber mill or two that furloughed all their employees, and so that was a huge production shortfall. And then recently, hurricane. So you had a hurricane that went through South Louisiana. All that stuff's got to rebuild. So lumber yards are sending out blank purchase orders. Just like that simply means whatever you have, we'll take it. And so obviously lumber prices are under a lot of pressure right now. But don't worry, I've been doing this 30-something years, been a builder for a long time, seen all kinds of crazy spikes in prices. I remember one year sheetrock went through the roof where it was like gold. It was crazy. But you know, it settled back down, and this will too. I think probably in the next 2 to 3 months, things will level out and start to come back to normal. As, you know, people, lumber mills start to come back online. A lot of the supply gets caught up with in the hurricane hit areas. So don't be discouraged, but one thing you may want to consider, be a good time to look at a steel building. So if you were looking at some kind of wood structure, pole barn, stick frame home, I would seriously consider some sort of steel building. My understanding, steel prices are still fairly stable. So you could do a weld-up building, you could do a pre-engineered metal building, you know, so those are two good options. Now, how to finish out the inside? Well, if by the time you get to the point where you need lumber for the interior of the home, and lumber's still really, really expensive, you may consider metal studs. So being a commercial contractor for many years, that's all we used was metal studs, and so, you know, metal framing. And so, a lot of people have built their homes out of metal framing. There's a lot of advantages to it. There's some disadvantages, but there's probably more advantages than disadvantages. Sorry. One of the challenges is with metal framing is labor. So most of your metal framers are commercial. So that means they're getting paid more. And so, but if it's something you could do yourself, it's super easy to metal frame, much easier than wood. I mean, one guy can you can put up a lot of framing in a day by yourself. And just because it's so lightweight, and it's like a big erector set. You know, all you need is a couple of clamps, cordless screw gun, get you one of those little inexpensive levels, and laser levels from Lowe's, Home Depot that'll shoot a vertical plumb line and shoot a horizontal line. Man, you're good as gold. You're ready to go. And so, you know, you just may want to consider that, but don't be discouraged if you're in a place where, like, my gosh, you know, we're ready to build and lumber costs went up 35%. Well, so if you can't wait, may just consider changing the building type to some sort of steel structure. So that's an option. So anyway, I just want to kind of throw those thoughts out there, and don't be discouraged. Things will level back out. They always do. And so it's just short term. The problem is I had one client, real quick, they had got their construction loan, got the appraisal. We did the design for them on their barn dominium, and whoa, all of a sudden their pole barn supplier called them, said, we're going to raise our price 30-something%. What do you do? I mean, they were panicked because, like, they've already got the appraisal on their construction plans. Their construction loan is in place. They're ready to pull the trigger, and it's like, we can't absorb a 30% increase in cost. We can't build the home that we designed. So they switched to metal, and everything is going to work out fine for them because now they're back under their budget where they need to be. So, yeah, anyway, have a good day, my friend.